Welcome, everybody, to the LIPSEY'S Aim Higher podcast. I'm Rob Ambrosino. This is Jason Kloster. We have the guys from AFR, American Fighting Revolver, Bryan with the Y, Eastridge, Darryl Bulkey. What's up, guys?
I just would be remiss to not go, welcome to the Aim Higher podcast. I'm Rob Ambrosino. Six from the hip. Not Rob.
I know. That's right. That's right. That was good. What's up, guys?
Man, just another SHOT Show, another gathering, another cool revolver launch or two, and
you guys are a staple in this booth.
We're loving night guards.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was going to kind of lead with right here. Is we have the two night guards up front that you guys have been kind of posted up by all day.
You bet.
So yeah, what's like the immediate feedback? What's everybody talking about?
Well, everybody's wanted that gun back for a long time, and the originals, that they've ebbed and flowed between like collectible and people want them and then they want to carry them, and then like, man, this gun's incredibly expensive on the secondary market because they just didn't make many of them. So now they come back, they got a 3-inch barrel that everybody loves. So yeah, the feedback really positive, and the price point of them and everything is so good. It's like, man, why carry the vintage one when I can have that? You know,
right? And it doesn't have a key lock. So
there you go.
For me, the has been kind of a really great experience because I've owned a bunch of night guards, and carried and shot them and stuff. Having the ability to say, this is not a relaunch of the night guard. This is an improvement over everything that needed improving. And,
right.
We've heard I really like, fixed sights on a defensive pistol. I go, did you ever shoot your night guard? Because mine never. They're almost impossible to dial in for any variety of loads. I really like that short barrel. I really rather have it yoke locked in a 3-inch full extraction, and I carry mine all the time inside the pants, which that barrel length,
that extra half-inch of barrel keeps that gun from rolling out.
Yeah, especially as we get rounder in life, bending over and stuff. So, all of the things, the handling on that gun, now with the adjustable sights, and not just adjustable sights that were actually properly done adjustable sights, so they're flat on the top for guys like Bryan who are bull cutting, really good accuracy guys, and then for a guy like me who's a drive the dot guy, I can see the entire dot because the depth of the rear sight. It's a typical LIPSEY'S project where instead of just bolting things onto a gun, they're all there for a reason, and they've all been done with input from people who actually shoot these things.
That's right.
And, so it's been great. Most people pick it up, and they're amazed by the weight. And, we're like, hey, scandium's a thing.
Yeah.
And I think we all talked earlier, that 24-ounce.
It's a sweet spot.
Man, 1.5 pound on the medium frame guns is the sweet spot. Yeah. And this is how you get there. And they're in two fantastic calibers. And we're really finding it's almost a split on what. Now, I am down for the 44 from carrying it, shooting it, how well it performs with a load I love, which is the 200 XTPs. I love the 44, but, a lot of people were getting, I just talked to some guys from like New York, some of the city guys, and like, oh my God, a 7-round 357 that my customers, these are dealers, can get ammo for. The gun's got some capacity to it. It's very viable. And then, the gun nerds that Bryan and I tend to attract a lot of that are all our old buddies, they're like 44 special. Because we're all, down with a 44 special. So the two calibers are terrific. And you're going to have a few naysayers like, why is it not 41 mag? Well, Bryan, none of us have no love. We love 41, give it a minute, but these two calibers are a near perfect offset for the initial.
Right.
Well,
and this is the thing too. When you're launching a new product, you can't go down the narrow rabbit holes on the first editions, because then, if they don't sell, was it because you did it in 41 Magnum, or was it because nobody wanted a 3-inch night guard?
Right.
You don't really know, so you put your best effort out first,
Broader
which
strokes.
is going to be a 357, and in my opinion, 44 special,
right?
Caliber, and so. And then it's like, okay, this is our best effort. If these sell, this is the most scalable two guns of the launch, then you're onto something. So
well, and leave it to you to reboot 32 H&R Magnum, which even I was a naysayer on. And then I show up to a 44 Special, and I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Here we go again. Well,
that's Darryl and Jason have been talking again.
If you only heard what we were talking about at lunch today, you 44 Special lovers, you might be surprised.
Good.
But anyways, yeah, it is. And the thing is, this gun has crossover appeal. It's got defensive use, but it also has field use. And a lightweight 5-shot 44 Special, that checks a lot of boxes for field use, because you're not going to be shooting these guns a lot. No, not talking about the mythical grizzly bear attack gun. I'm talking about guys who want to carry a handgun while they're deer hunting in Oklahoma, in Louisiana, and Mississippi, where you might have to finish a deer, you might have to throw a snake load in to kill a rattlesnake, you might you want to shoot a hog because you're out checking your deer cams or something like that. That's what that gun really shines, because it does so many things so well. And it's not heavy. It's not going to weigh you down. You don't need. I've been carrying these guns a lot in these last couple months since we've had them.
Yeah.
You forget you're carrying that gun.
Absolutely.
Well, and when you're in the woods, ounces are pounds.
Absolutely.
And 24, a pound-and-a-half gun with that much load flexibility, ammo's everywhere for 357 and 38. So, it's kind of the easy button for normal enthusiasts. And then 44 Special, what in the lower 48 are you not prepared for, right? So
everything.
And with a gun that you could go in like an elk hunt, somewhere you're going to be out of civilization, packing and wearing all of your stuff for a week, that 24 ounce, that pound-and-a-half weight penalty is not much of a penalty compared to something steel frame. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, at 24 ounces, the guns are still shootable.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the old air lights that were around 17 to 18 ounce guns,
and they're just miserable.
Even with wad cutters or light hand loads, guns were still not fun to shoot.
Yeah.
These guns, we shot a lot of 250 grain semi-wad cutter loads at around 850.
Mm-hmm.
And while, it's not something you're going to shoot 500 rounds a day out of.
But you can get through a
You can get through a couple boxes of it and
yeah.
feel pretty good. You put some of Steve Shields' 200 grain Full Metal Jacket flat points or XCPs in there, you can shoot that gun all day.
Yeah.
And that is a very usable combination.
Yeah, and Bryan and I are, we're lovers of this whole hoods to woods concept of a gun that can kind of go from, carrying in town in your neighborhood to, getting out in the woods with it, that you have, these guns that'll do both roles real well. And this hits that, particularly, I carried my 44 here, flying in, loading that thing, nightstand gun for the hotel, night guard on the nightstand.
Yeah.
It's fine. And, again, traveling, doing things, they're easy to travel with. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're doing, Vegas City stuff or you're doing, going out in the woods in your, chest pack or fanny rig or something. And you can just kind of have that one gun that will really cover all the bases. Yeah. And I think I talked to you my whole B+ concept.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the perfect gun for everything. It's a great gun, but it's a great gun for everything.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Well, it's got a lot of attention today, that's for sure. There's been a crowd around it all morning.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks to 2024 where you couldn't see the guns in that part of the booth because of the people around it. So.
Well, it's always fun to see media guys who are really not known for revolvers here, we're a distributor. Are we really the place that most media guys are going to come the first morning of SHOT Show to check out? Probably not,
Yeah.
But when you've got one after the other camera crews coming in here and going, we heard about this gun, we need to see it. And they're actually excited.
My buddy
about
Hickok 45 in here today.
Yeah, he was there.
For a while. He really.
Well, when I talked to him at the upstairs having breakfast, he's like, "Oh my God, I got to come see what you guys are doing."
Yeah.
And that's fantastic that you have that much interest in these guns. And then the other thing's been so many of these people who are here who are maybe newer in the gun business as your dealers. Mm-hmm. Who have never picked up a Scandium night guard before, and they're like, wow, it doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
They weren't around for the original night guard, so these are these unicorn legend things they're used to what they're seeing in their stores, which are your typical L frames, your Pythons, your GP100s, your 686s.
Yeah.
They're steel guns.
Right.
They pick one of these up, and they're like mystified that they
it's
didn't
a
know
weight
they
that they're
exist.
used to because they're used to polymer striker-fired pistols.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
24, 26 ounces is about right for your basic Glock 19-ish style
Yeah.
gun. Now you got a gun that's basically kind of in the same envelope, but has a versatility of the revolver and much more cool.
And
factor.
we're seeing a younger crowd now, like with Revolver Fest and stuff. Some of the younger guys that are now finding revolvers, it has a kind of a modern aesthetic. It's very, it doesn't have some of the classic lines, but to them, coming off of polymer striker guns and stuff like that, they've heard rumors of the mythical night guards, right? But they were kind of late in the game. They're just now coming into revolvers, and that modernized look and that aesthetic to it, they get it.
Especially the night guard in particular.
Exactly.
I agree. I totally agree with that. It's not the walnut grip stainless,
Right.
which is classic and cool, but it speaks to a different crowd.
But that's why Jason got him to reboot mountain guns.
Right.
There
So
you go.
that,
Well,
yeah.
Well, variety,
And the other one we're seeing is the old timers, the guys in sort of some of our older circles who've been doing this a long time, particularly the older cops, that Field Ethos 36.
Cool
my
gun.
God. They're running over there going, oh my God.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
this had been my dream gun when I was a rookie cop, but with the the walnut and that deep blue and the gold bead. It's got all the.
We talked to those guys earlier, and it was you or him, one of those guys said it was like the sabotage video for Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
The only thing missing is the fedora.
It's
It
a
is.
gentleman's pistol.
It's exactly. That's what I told a guy earlier. He was like, so where's this gun fall out in the lineup? I said, it's because sometimes you just want a gun that looks nice.
Yeah.
And carry it, but it's a very capable gun. Those guns, they shoot
Really good. Yeah.
And a steel frame 36 in 38 special is very comfortable to shoot.
But you got to talk about the stocks on that gun because they are gorgeous.
They're amazing.
Yeah. So we went down and met with those guys, and Bobby Tyler came with us, and we brought different guns, different hammers. He brought 4 or 5 different types of stocks, and we went down there. They had several guys from Field Ethos. Don Jr. was there. We went and just started shooting guns and just started figuring out, okay, what feels good to you? What do you like? You know what? I like this, but maybe round this out a little bit. And then we all kind of compared notes, and that boot grip with the finger groove was like everybody's unanimous choice of that is their stocks. And they are super comfortable to shoot, and they look good. And so we actually hand selected some Bastogne walnut,
Right.
and are cutting them off. So a lot of them have a lot of that kind of fiddle back kind of look to it, and it's just a really, really pretty good. And on that deep blued finish, that's carbon steel finish. Gosh, man, they go great.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the stocks, I think, like in the realm of wood stocks now, a really nicely done boot grip has kind of been a void for a little bit.
Yeah.
There are just not as many options out
Yeah.
there. And man, Bobby's crew knocked those out.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
rounded where they need to
fantastic.
be rounded. So many grips these days, it aggravates me. They get these really sharp edges and these kind of these pinch points, and it can make a gun that should be shootable, like a steel frame 36,
Right.
not fun to shoot. Whereas those stocks, man, they just melt into your hand. And that one thing, it's funny. There's a part of me that I don't like finger grooves on full size guns. But on those little J boots, that one little finger groove, we didn't go real aggressive with it, but just enough. It's just the difference between locking the gun in and not. And it really, really worked well. I'm really happy how that gun turned out. And the Performance Center did a great job on the triggers on this gun. They're slick.
Yeah. Well, Brian and I already got 2 on order. I mean, we're pretty.
You
we're pretty down with that.
you guys stay on order. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're just.
There are the original Revolver Pirates, people.
Yeah, but with us especially, Brian, there's times, last night, those would have been perfect guns for the steakhouse,
Absolutely.
Getting dressed up,
Yeah.
something nice, put it in a beautiful holster. There's nothing wrong with classing your game up a little
That's
bit.
right.
A lot of guys, get a nice watch for an evening out.
Yeah.
That's the gun you take,
Yes.
and you just feel good, classically good about carrying.
It's like wearing sexy underwear, kind of,
Not quite that. That's a,
Well, with dudes, we get 2 accessories.
Yeah.
We get a watch and a cool holster.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah. I think Mike Branty's going to be pretty busy
on J's.
with those. I really think they are.
Yeah.
So they're pretty cool.
Well, hey, we're in 2026 now. What's on the radar for you guys this year? What's happening with AFR?
Well, we are launching Revolver Fest 26 right now.
All right.
We put our ticket sales live January 1st at noon, and we have over 1/3 of them sold. We opened it to 180 training students this year.
Yeah.
We're bringing a couple of mystery instructors that I'm going to announce probably around July.
What is the event in October again?
Yes, October.
Same weekend as last year.
Same place?
10, 11, 12 at the Clinton House Plantation. Of course, LIPSEY'S is our title sponsor. Again.
Yes.
Like we had a choice.
Did you save? did you save the signage from last year?
Actually, yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I have it in my garage. I'll set it up for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing kind of the same format, but we're going to change up some of the blocks and instruction blocks. And I got 2 instructors keyed up that I can't talk about yet because I'm afraid if I do, the tickets are going to sell out like tomorrow.
Okay.
And some of the people that are kind of waiting to recover from the Christmas gun buying run,
Right.
they may not get in. So
I got you.
All I can tell you is it's going to be awesome.
it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
it's
This is
pretty
an
epic.
opportunity that you will kick yourself forever if you miss this one.
Yeah.
And we're doing the demo day again, or the industry day on Saturday. And we do that to give the public at large. It's $25. You come in, it covers the range fee for the day. And last year, I'll never forget, a guy that was a club member comes up, $25, I'll shoot all the guns. And the first gun he picks up is this Super Alaskan in .454, and he shoots 5 rounds and goes, well, I got my $25 back. I'm like, there you go, pal. Smith & Wesson made a pile of 500 Magnum brass. It was glorious. But that industry day, if you can't come to the 3-day event, or you're not, you don't want to go to a revolver training event, you want to do so, just stop by. You can buy tickets on site. You can buy them and we'll launch those probably March, April, just to kind of keep the students separate from the just demo day participants. But everybody last year, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on that Saturday, October 10th, everybody last year was like, wow, bring more people to sell more stuff. So
Right.
had a great turnout. We had over 250 people at the demo day.
Yeah.
And, Dale and Jason and Chris, they earned it.
We were busy. I'm going to tell you, those guns, man, they were dirty when we got back.
Yeah.
But I brought a ton of ammo, and I want to say we 3,500 rounds, 4,000 rounds or something we went through.
Yeah.
And and we had plenty more. So if you come out there, that's the best $25 you'll ever shoot in the shooting world. I can tell you that.
And some of the response we've gotten back from the dealer or the manufacturers is their eyes got open. Mm-hmm. We already know this, but their eyes got open to when they got to actually interact on a range with super consumers. Mm-hmm. With real either very interested in revolvers or diehard revolver people. When they interacted firsthand with them, shooting nothing but wheel guns and the students who were in the training event, like, man, we learned so much of some of the things we need to do to change either what we're going to produce, because they're taking a lot of words from what we do with interaction, but it helps for them to interact with actual real super consumers.
It reinforces what we're telling them.
Yeah, instead of interacting with internet mystery clicks.
Right.
They're like, we're really seeing the end user. Yeah. We got Jason and LIPSEY'S guys as our purchasers, but now we're really talking to the actual end users.
Right.
And, we got some great feedback from the manufacturer sides on the demo day that they really got to see their customers at the final end of the process.
Yeah,
it's cool.
And it's good, and people sharing stories, and or when I had my dad's old Python when he was a cop and stuff, it's been a fantastic interaction with the public, the instructors. Our instructors love teaching this because the students at these events tend to be so good.
Yeah.
It's not a John Wick pretend we're going to invade some foreign country or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just people who really want to learn how to operate their personal defense firearm well.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. So we've had great luck with that. We've got we've shrunk down Revolver Roundup at gun site. It's going to be a fast and dirty 2-day event in a little different time frame this year. We're planning a couple other events. We've got guys hitting us up now for training programs for revolvers, because we've had some dealers, particularly in the places of the country, that you really can't do traditional training events because they're limited on guns, or saying, God, will you guys come to New York? Will you guys come to these places? Yeah, and they're all excited about the night guards and the snubs and the ultimate carries. And so, yeah, it's been a good process.
That's awesome, man. And you guys still have your Patreon membership, right?
No,
God.
That's a whole other
don't
chapter.
even say that word.
But we run it all through our own website now.
Okay.
It's AmericanFightingRevolver.com.
Right.
So behind the paywall, you've got historical guns, new products, long-form articles. We do some free articles on the site, maintenance articles, troubleshooting your revolver, things like that. And then we have an e-commerce side that kind of surprised me last year at the number of holsters that we're moving. So we partnered with Simply Rugged, Wilderness, Bowman, and KSG Armory, and we sell everything from a Kydex appendix holster to a leather pocket holster, a nylon pocket holster, and it's kind of a one-stop landing page for the enthusiast that carries a revolver. Like, hey, here's the one place to get some really good practical gear.
Yeah.
But some of the membership benefits I'll talk about that we just started. We partnered with this company called rngfirearms.net, who happens to be owned by my dad, by the way. Great, been a LIPSEY'S dealer for 20 years, and one of the member benefits is, it's $5 a month, $60 a year. A lot of our members are buying guns through RNG Firearms, and they're like, man, the first gun I bought from RNG, like, I saved my membership for the whole year. So we're offering that. We have a chat, kind of, it's pretty basic, but where the users can actually interact, and there's no sniping or stupidity there. It's all like, hey, what load data are you running for that gun? I mean, it's a real positive interaction. And for those that wonder, yes, there are manufacturers and distributors that are on that site that watch that chat group to get feedback and input on some of the stuff. So, it's as an end consumer, which we were for years and years, going, man, I wish they would have done this. Yeah. Well, occasionally I get a phone call from a guy that goes, I saw that in your chat room. Maybe we need to talk about that. So that's been a positive
people who
thing.
are interacting on there are paying to be on that site and for the experience, which separates that from internet trolls, bots. All of that is gone. You're dealing with actual enthusiastic people who want to be part of this revolver community, and involved in the process. And they're your guys' biggest supporters. I mean, we get so much of, I can't believe LIPSEY'S is doing these guns that we have been pining for forever, and nobody would listen to us, and those are the enthusiasts who use these things. It's like, why are these companies building this stuff nobody wants? And now we're seeing these exclusives come out of LIPSEY'S that are everything we want, because they know you want chamfered cylinders. They know you want these sights set up for these loads. They know you want. They know you want these things. Versus somebody at a company assuming, nobody wants sights on a J-frame. You'd be wrong.
And when they do, they regulate them for full power, 158 full hollow points and 3% magnum.
And so the ability to put the consumer. Truly put the consumer in the process for the development is fantastic.
It is. And it's the thing, too. Keep in mind, this Night Guard launch, not the only 2 night guards we're looking at. They're, but you got to start somewhere, and you got to start with the ones that are going to be the most popular, because you only have so much production time that you can get allocated and stuff like that at these manufacturers. So you have to kind of work with what you can. But there'll be more. There's other ones in the process.
But you started with 44 Special, man.
Yeah, I know. I could have quit right there personally, but no. I mean, look, and this is what I tell people all the time. I can't believe you didn't do this. I can promise you, there's not a configuration that Smith & Wesson could potentially put together that we have not looked at or thought about. Yeah. So we know what people want, and we know, but also you got to keep in mind too, there's a lot of art testing that goes to some of this stuff, and just because they might have made something 25 years ago, remember, they don't make them with the same tool in the same way they made them 25 years ago. So all that validation has to be done again, and you've got more modern loads these days. You got a lot of times better testing equipment that they had 25 years ago. Yeah. So it's a process, but the good news is we're making progress. Smith & Wesson obviously sees the results. I mean, Ruger has seen the results with some of the stuff we've done, and there's a lot more on the table.
And we love this team environment. When we sit down in these meetings, to let people know what happens behind the curtain, if you, Bryan, and I are all sitting down, sitting down with a production manager or doing these things, everybody's got a little bit of input in this. That it's great when I say, hey, let's do this because back in this period we did this and it was great. And, Jason can say, yeah, but those never sold. Yeah, I mean, never sold, Yeah. Or the manufacturer can say, we don't have the production capability to do that, but we can do this.
Right.
And then Bryan will get in with, hey, there's this mechanical thing that we, that you could do as an improvement to this that'll counter that. So we have this kind of
I think that's the special sauce, Darryl, is that, look, we all have friend groups that can all have the same point of view and the same experience and can come up with something, but it's not realistic. But we all have, we've got this, we have the sale. Look, we know what the sales history is. We know what's going to sell and what's not going to sell. The manufacturers know what's possible and what's not possible. You guys know what features need to be made and stuff like that. And so we all have our strengths and we all complement each other well there. So the group process there works really, really well, and it makes a realistic. The worst thing you can do is go to a manufacturer and try to send them down some rabbit hole that's never going to work. Because then once they realize that they're not going to take you serious anymore.
Right.
Because they just wasted a bunch of valuable time. Every minute they rest on R&D in something that's not going to work is something they could be doing something else on.
Right.
And so you're done. So you've got to give something that's realistic, and then make it better with the little details.
These wonderful teams that are being put together, and particularly out of LIPSEY'S is very good at doing that. If you can't have a winning football team, even if you have 12, the best quarterbacks, so you got to put 11 out there and we got a spare.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't going to the Super Bowl with 12 all-pro quarterbacks, and what happens in the industry is a lot of times they're listening to this little chamber that's all saying the same thing, and nobody will raise their hand and go, what are you doing for an offensive line and your baby's ugly?
And quite honestly too, most of these major manufacturers, if they look at the feedback on their social medias, we all know that 90% of it is suspect at best. Because you get all the least common denominators, they all follow Smith & Wesson and Ruger and SIG and whoever else. When they start getting down to our level and your level, that's more of your nuanced, experienced people that kind of understand. So the comments and stuff that we can get sometimes is a lot more useful than just the generic, make it in 10 millimeter.
Right. Well, it was kind of funny with the night guards, because I watched the LIPSEY'S produced video last night, and Jason, you plugged us, and we appreciate it. And you said, we talked to the guys, Darryl and Bryan from American Fighting Revolver, and they go, "You did? Oh yeah, that conference call, where we hey, put notch and post sights on it." Oh, okay. I had completely. With Revolver Fest and all that.
It's a lot going on.
Well, we talk about, and everybody's like, I can't believe you guys didn't talk about this. If they knew the hundreds of projects that we've talked to you guys about, and some of them are coming.
Right.
Or some of what people are asking for maybe in this line we're going to put the same features you want in this line in something a little more applicable.
Sure.
It's believe me, we've gone down
thought about it.
a
Yeah.
lot of different holes with this stuff, and then some of them come to fruition.
Right.
Yeah.
And
In every part, we look at it, and every feature we look at it and go, okay, let's pros and cons this. On the night guard especially, sights and stocks were the two things that were like, okay, here's
what's good, better, best.
yeah, and what works for most people, what are most people going to change. And when you come to KL frames, I mean, there's so many stocks. We decided, hey, you know what? Let's put a Bantam on there. Everybody
Yeah.
agrees that it's pretty serviceable, and if somebody doesn't like it, they didn't go spend $60 for something they didn't want.
Right.
And so that was an easy choice. The sights issue is funny. When we were talking, we was at Revolver Fest. We were talking about it, and you even came up to me and said, "Jason, you know this thing about the night guards you've seen out here?" And I'm like, "I think I do." And he goes, "They all have adjustable sights on them."
Yeah.
Okay, these are guys.
Here's a clue.
Here's a clue. Here's a guy. They changed them because
they all took those heavy duty rear
Right.
sights off and replaced them with
exactly.
adjustables.
So-
But that good on Smith & Wesson. I don't know whether you guys spec'd it that way, but they did do the drill and tap under the
Yeah,
sight body.
It's very easy to put them on there.
So if
Yeah.
you want to
Yep.
regulate them, it's a
It
possibility.
is. And that notch, again, every feature we look at, we looked at that notch and said, you know what, let's make it a bigger, deeper notch. So now you get the full dot if you drive the dot, or you can line the tops if you're a precision shooter like Bryan. So
Yeah.
I had forgot about that conversation. I was like, they make this like 180 or whatever rear sight. Like
Yeah.
that'll give us the dot and the front sight,
Yeah.
which is why, the deck height changed. So the engineering, all that stuff comes into play. But, it would have been a tragedy to look down the sight and not see but like a quarter of the little green dot.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, it worked
it's
out
a little
great.
things.
Little
things.
details.
Little details.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, some of the guys have come up, the old schoolers, and go, well, it's not a U-notch. I go, we didn't need to U-notch it because it's deep enough
Yeah.
that you get the square for the precision
Right.
work, but you still see the whole dot. You don't need to U-notch it,
That
So-
sight's very visible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've seen firsthand the work it can do with it. It's the guns shoot. The
Yeah.
guns absolutely got the secret sauce.
I saw
of-
Daryl's groupings on his gun, so I'm sending him a call tag to get that gun back.
Nope. And I told him you're going to fight me for it because it just shoots. It shoots my favorite load like into holes.
Yeah.
It also shot my hand load. He didn't care for that one.
No, I didn't like your hand load in it.
Yeah. Brian's been experimenting with how much powder you can put in a 44 special case.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, it's easy to maybe take for granted that you guys have been here for the last 3 years now.
Yeah.
But we so appreciate it. I mean, you really, really help with all of these launches, all of your input, from everything we just talked about. But even just being here, your presence and your knowledge. I mean, really, it's like I said, I feel like you guys are certainly part of the team, part of the LIPSEY'S team.
Well, LIPSEY'S is a
I
family,
expect
and we
you guys
like
to be
being
here.
at your
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. But even working
Yeah.
with our dealers and answering questions. I mean, you guys are just top notch, and I know we really appreciate that. If we haven't said thank you officially, I know Jason appreciates it, and all of us do. But
Well, we definitely want to say thank you to you guys and Jason, because in 2023, he called 2 random dudes and said, "Hey, can you be in Baton Rouge the day after tomorrow?" Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
And it created American Fighting Revolver. That was the genesis of American Fighting Revolver.
Yeah.
were
We
like,
created this on the drive home.
Yeah. and I told Darryl, I said, "Hey man, we can't just be Darryl and Bryan showed up. We got to be we got to put something
Right.
with this." And that spawned into Revolver Fest.
Yeah.
So we owe you guys the world. It is our sincerest pleasure to be here in the booth. We try to give you guys a whole day with us here.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like sift through the crowd a bit,
Sure.
and I think it's beneficial on both parts, and we love doing it. So
And who would have thought the line this morning, again, to go see a couple revolvers at SHOT Show.
One of them being a 44 special.
I mean, there's people smiling. Yeah, Taffin's smiling from heaven right now
he is.
that
Yeah.
they're lining up to see a 44 special at SHOT Show. Something good happened.
It's good stuff.
Well, Bryan, where do they find you on social media?
So we are at AFR or American Fighting Revolver. You can enter it. It's actually at AFR official, but that's on all the socials. American Fighting Revolver. That's our Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
and then we have a YouTube channel. We launched the long form review video on the night guards. That's on our YouTube channel. It's at AFR official, and it's type night guard. You'll find it. It's right under the LIPSEY'S video.
And that's got, we've got an original night guard in the video, and that's a bit of a deep dive into the night guards for those who are really interested and want to build a little expertise on these guns. That's what that video is for. So,
we kind of contrasted. Hey, this was what was done. I told Darryl this morning. I said, we said a lot of the same things Jason did, like in 4 times longer.
yeah.
But
it's what we do.
Yeah,
that's kind of our thing. But
well, it's great, and again, it's great to have you guys here. Appreciate all the help and all the knowledge and helping us kick this thing off. I know it's been a great day. It's going to be a great show for this thing.
Yep.
We're getting a ton of traction, and you guys are a big part of it. So, all right, you know where to find these guys. Google it or Chat GPT it or however you get your information these days. You have to say that now,
Yeah.
The Google machine is declining rapidly.
Right.
People are moving over to all the AI stuff to find stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, you can find it pretty easily. You know where to find us, at LIPSEY'S Guns on social media, YouTube, all that fun stuff. We've got, all of our official Night Guard videos out and some other new stuff we launched here at SHOT Show. Come see us at booth 11638 if you're here. And until next time, aim higher.